Hello, and welcome to Martlet Games. My name is Sarah, and I'm the storyteller for this historical Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition chronicle, London's Bleeding. A mature content warning applies for this episode and all the rest. There will be themes and descriptions of violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, body horror, and more. The table has discussed their lines and veils and uses the yellow and red card safety system during play. Take care of yourself above all. If you become uncomfortable or triggered, don't hesitate to take a break or step away entirely. We'll be waiting for you with open arms should you decide to return. This is the penultimate episode of London's Bleeding. So please catch the previous episodes and previous season on our Martlet Games YouTube channel. Now, let's introduce the players, starting with Walter.
My name is Ben. I'm playing Walter, the confused gangrel.
Hello, I'm Patrick, and I am playing Rafe, the determined Toreador.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha McLarty, and I'll be playing Lillian Crawford, the absolutely perfect Ventru.
And hi everybody, my name is Stephen. Tommy Mulcahy.
Okay. Thank you very much to the players once again, and thank you all who are watching at home, wherever and whenever you are. Both kindred and mortals wage war. They take up arms against tyranny and oppression, or other times secure their own bastions of power, warped ideals, and good intentions. Mortals die by the thousands and even millions in trenches, at sea, in the air, in hotels turned into hospitals, and on forgotten streets in crumbling cities. For kindred, there are typically fewer casualties, and the battles take place in art galleries or churches in darkness, powered by subterfuge. Kindred tactics rely on the reopening of wounds and the exploitation of the remainders of humanity within an individual Cainite. God help those caught between the whims of demigods and monsters. So in our previous episode, there was a large commotion at the scheduled Elysium with Lady Ophelia Merritt, the Keeper of Elysium, having been revealed as Kementiri, Prince Mithras's former lover. The ensuing chaos saw the prince and his seneschal, Anne Bosley, disappear into the recesses of the church, saw Nosferatu under Prince Aaron Brimmer destroyed, and all the other kindred scattering, along with Regina Bollingsworth and Demeter, who were there to drop that particular piece of information as soon as the floor opened for official court business. As for the players, Rafe and Lillian got into her car, where her driver first took them back to Lillian's Crawford estate, and then had Rafe driven back to his flat after he told her he would see her promptly the following night for a conversation. Tommy left on foot, carrying the staked body of Regina Bollingsworth to who knows where. And then there was Walter, who ran north through the woods of Highgate Cemetery, north high on the hill of London. So we're going to start with you, Walter, and see what exactly happened after he ran off into the woods. So it's not particularly dense, packed forest. You're still in a city, and this is still a cemetery. So the trees kind of go past you, but you do see graves, mausoleums, out of the corners of your eye as you continue to move north. Did you have tell me what you're doing, what you're thinking right now?
I was trying to find the other gangrel that were at the Elysium. I feel like I need to talk to that group. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't exactly know where to go. I know I was trying to get like heightened senses to try to like find a way to like hear, smell, like just some others thing, but I don't think I have that one yet. But
not yet, but I'm just gonna have you give me a wits and investigation roll.
okay.
So as you're moving north, you are looking for the group of gangrel you saw at Elysium, basically.
Right, yeah.
So you're actively searching.
I apologize to everyone. My dice are right next to my microphone.
People like the dice sounds, don't they?
Do they?
They do.
Excellent.
They really do.
All right, so you said wits and investigation.
Yes, please.
Oh boy, I pulled too many dice. We got a 2 out of 3, so that's still not bad.
Cool. So your eyes scan the woods. You are like trying to see behind any stone fixtures that are there. Just like a glimpse of movement or like clothing or any discernible form. But you don't see them. You don't see anyone. And it's almost like the cacophony of chaos is already far behind as the kindred continue to scatter. And it's almost quiet in the cemetery in the dead of night. However,
well, that's upsetting.
After some more time passes, and it's really not a long way from where you were at the church to like emerging back out of the forest. Like it's not, we're not talking about miles and miles here. You see a wolf. He's coming out from behind a tree with a particularly thick trunk. And you could have sworn in just your general, whatever kind of, even your moderate education or however far you made it, but just by that and your time in the war and being out, you know, on the continent, there are not really wolves in England. They are, at this point, actually extinct.
Right.
So this is very, and especially in the city, and as you kind of narrow your eyes to focus, the eyes are bright yellow. And in your mind, you hear tanks moving.
I kind of narrow my eyes. So I kind of know. I don't know anything, but there's like a sense of desperation almost with Walter at this point, where everybody's put his trust into has really just been using him, and he's not used to it. So I hope I know what this is. And I just kind of whisper, or not whisper, but like under my breath, audibly enough. And it's just like, It took you long enough.
And the wolf transforms into a man. His eyes are still yellow. The human form is not that different, almost, from the wolf. He's a man knotted with muscle, slightly below average height, dark, shaggy brown hair streaked with gray, an eternal stubble, and a mouth that devours its prey in 3 vicious bites. Dark brown eyes, minimal clothes, an undershirt and dirty slacks, and some straining suspenders.
I approach him. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says, Walter, you think I just arrived?
Julian, I've cocked this right up.
Oh, do tell.
I've thrown my lot in with a group who I will protect. But Elysium is not what it was described as, and the people I did dirty work for, I'm not sure have aligned goals. I'm not a general, I'm a sergeant at best.
And Julian turns his head to the side and sort of dry spits. No saliva, no blood, but just the memory of it.
Sure, yeah.
The tower is useless. I thought I told you that.
It's been reinforced now. And I disobeyed.
Go ahead.
And I disobeyed. Do I know about primogens? Is that something I would know about that he taught me of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you heard a little bit from like Rafe and Lady Ophelia.
Sure. Yeah. So I've disobeyed a direct order from the primogen to help with the task set forth by the prince, who I can't. You were there, I'm sure.
I was there watching, as I have been for some time. And Julian makes this slow circle around you, kind of just like looking you up and down until eventually he's right in front of you again. And he takes your chin in his 2 fingers and he says, "You're doing exactly what I made you to do. To sow discord, to reinforce the fog. But it seems you found no peace like you wanted, but I knew you wouldn't find it because I gave you an impossible task. Sow discord, find peace. Doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction. And so you could never win. But this is what you were made for. You're doing exactly what I wanted you to do. Are you proud?"
Yeah, I want you to be proud of me. If I'm doing what you want me to do, then yes, I am proud. Walter's a little puppy. Yeah. It's like, you're proud of me? Oh shit, I'm a good boy.
now that the War of the Mortals is ended, you've at least gotten caught up in our war amongst the kindred, which will affect the mortals and keep their gaze away from our kind. It's the only tradition worth its salt.
So do I finish this task? Is it over now? Is the print? What is this? What does it all mean? Julian's like, I don't give a shit. It's like,
this is not my battle. My time in the trenches is over for now. But do you remember that first night? The first night at the Battle of Cambrai. The men celebrated premature victory. Some drinking, smoking, enjoying themselves, others huddled in a corner, afraid of what the next day would bring. And then the next day, the tanks broke down and the Germans advanced. And I hear 10,000 died that day.
because of lost nerve.
Exactly. And I chose you among all of that chaos. Because I know that perhaps you'll be strong, perhaps you won't, perhaps you'll hang on to those that ultimately mean nothing. Do you still see Clarence?
He is precious to me.
It is a weakness.
We all lose nerve. What a sire, Julian. He must be made whole again, so that he can be a man again.
Why do you want to make him a man? You are no longer a man. Are you going to make him like you, or what is this mythological image of man that you have?
He's visibly upset. Hi.
And Julian kind of makes a sour face. You still have a lot to learn. But the Discord is the greatest teacher for you, for me. I've been waiting, watching in the darkness, braving the filth of the city. So different than the wet stink of the trenches. It's purposeful filth. But
insane filth, but the walls are brick instead of mud.
Perhaps you have a point, but it will never offer me what I want. And now you must walk into the fire and finish what it is you started.
Yes. Thank you for this conversation. It has steeled my resolve.
And he clamps down on your shoulders with his hands and like kind of like wrenches you closer to your face. Is like, you will let the fire burn away your weakness, and then you will join me again.
Yes, sir.
And he like pushes you away from him and he departs. Walter, where do you go now?
I'll go back to the car. Everything that I was going to be looking for answers to get an idea of what next. It doesn't matter to Walter now.
Well,
Walter's just been met by his sire, and he's like, "You're an agent of chaos. Why the fuck do you care?" And he's like, "I don't."
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
And my big brother just said, "You should burn it down." And I said, "Okay, let's do it."
So here's the thing. I don't know that the car waited for you.
That's
you kind
fine.
of did your own thing. So you're going to have to find another way home.
I'll
or
find
wherever you want to go.
If I can hire a coach or however at this point, like I don't think I'll be able to like walk home before sunrise, right?
No, you're way north of where you need to be. So we'll say that you can, some like late night guy with like stringy hair and smoking like cigarette butts that have been discarded in the street, and a horse that's blind in one eye. He will take you home, but you will make it like just before that switch turns off.
I mean, if that's too much, I mean, is it possible to like rent a day room?
I think you'll probably have better luck with the carriage, honestly. Okay. So we'll say that, but like when you get home, like you just basically go right to your bed and
yeah, okay.
The rigidness sets in. So that's where we'll end with Walter there. So now go ahead.
So Julian just turned Walter and his tribe into like the Joker squad.
Listen, I'm just going off the notes that you wrote me.
I don't know. It'll be great.
So now it's the next night. And Rafe is most likely the first to wake up here.
And he's going into tonight a little stressed.
Mm-hmm.
That makes two of us.
And I passed.
So, Rafe, you wake up in your flat. You're not any hungrier. I know you, Rafe is keen to get to Lillian's. Are you doing anything in particular before you head out?
Rafe gets up and he sets about his night. He's got a lot of work to do. Not a lot of time to do.
Okay.
So Rafe gets dressed. He's not for sure what the night has in store, so he's going to wear his normal clothes. His normal vest, his shirt. He's changed from Elysium. But he's going about gathering his papers, and he's been working on something, and he's waiting to see how the night progresses. He also intends on checking in on the Nosferatu. So he's going, and he's probably going to hail a cab, a carriage of some sort. He has a lot of ground to cover, not a lot of time, so convenience beats out his funds.
Okay, and we will say this is going to be some of the last of your funds that you have available to you right now. So, okay, you get your carriage and you head to the Crawford estate in Notting Hill, heading west, past the Tower of London. So you arrive to the estate. So, Lillian, I'll have you make your rouse check.
I'm good. I just made it.
Okay,
Not
success for you
hungrier.
too.
Mhm.
Cool. And what are you doing in the first little bit of your night here?
I believe at this point I am making arrangements to have Edith. Essentially, I'm making arrangements for passage for 3 people to America, and sending preparing to essentially go find out what the deal is with, see if I can sort out exactly where Demeter went. And the intention is on my way there, I'm gonna be stopping off at, the name is Nicholas, I think?
Yeah, Nicholas Dale. You want to go to the
Dale,
Dale
yes.
residence? Yes.
Indeed.
Sure. So we will definitely get to all of those things. But like as soon as you wake up, members of your staff are coming up to you and they're like, we need you to sign this. We need you to look over this document. We need you to like is your passport up to date? Like what's going on with like your documentation? Like they're trying to do all this logistical stuff for you as quickly as possible, but some of it does need your oversight. So they're sort of like, they're trying not to swarm you, but like so many people need so many things that it's just like, and in doing so, you have not seen any of your girls this evening. Like no one's been like milling around or anything that you've seen. And after a bit of that is when Rafe would be showing up. So how do you approach?
Well, Rafe has made arrangements and is following formality, and he announces, knocks on the door, and they show him in. He goes up to the study, following all the protocol though, and he is waiting for permission to enter.
Okay, so knock, knock, knock at the door.
Yeah. I would permit his entrance, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
Come in. Already. Right.
Rafe, well, he's standing there, and he's definitely got some steel in his spine, and he's very just not wondering about. He's very focused on you, and he waits before he speaks. He's, "Oh, ma'am, it seems you've got a lot going on here. try not to take up too much of your time, but we do have some important business we need to discuss before we proceed any further.
Indeed. Many preparations need to be made. I'm sure you're going to be assisting in sorting out this Demeter person and all that involve such.
Oh, of course, Mom. If anything, last night proved that I need to help get this sorted and finished before everything else goes to hell.
Wonderful.
Respectfully, Mum. And, Miss Crawford, before we proceed any further, I need something, and you are going to make that happen. I will still see this business with the gargoyles through, but you are going to do this for me in order to keep my internal cooperation.
Internal cooperation? Whatever do you mean, Mr. Williams?
You possess something that rightfully belongs to me.
Go on. No need to pitter-patter around the bush now.
You are going to send Margaret to America tonight.
Now let me get this straight, darling. You're telling me that I'm going to be sending your wife to America tonight.
Yes, indeed.
So you want me to do this?
I'm not requesting it. I'm demanding it. And it's up to you if you're going to do it or not.
Oh. I will admit I am quite amused by this request of yours, considering all the hustle and bustle about my lovely home this evening has been in order to make certain arrangements for passage to America. It won't be tonight, I'm sure you understand. Not exactly prime for people of this stature to travel as such. But there is first class arrangements currently being made. And your wife was one of those being arranged for.
I don't think you understand me. She's leaving London tonight.
She's leaving London, first class, first thing in the morning, with 2 others.
Show me the boarding pass.
That is not for you to know, or to be concerned with.
You're going to show me.
She's going to America.
Lillian, goddammit, you're going to do this for me right now, or so help me. Now show me the pass.
Rafe, I
Lillian,
strongly suggest you to calm down.
I am calm.
Because if I so will it and have a change in heart, there will only be 2 seats available. Do you understand?
You don't understand. You don't hold all the cards despite your stature.
Let me be perfectly clear with you, Rafe. If I am not the one booking her passage, she doesn't go. Do you have the funding to do this yourself?
Show
No,
me.
you do not.
Show me the boarding pass.
No, I don't have to do that. She's going. The arrangements are already being made. I do not have to show you anything. If you choose that you want to take any sort of course of action against me, do so. Anything happens to me, she does not go.
All right, like to use Scry the Soul, please, storyteller.
Okay.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
All right. So, please make a rouse check, Rafe.
Did
I
you
can do a
fail
Lillian
it?
impression if you want.
Now look at you. What do you think you're going to accomplish with this? Really, striving so far above your station, what do you think you're doing? You're only going to get knocked right back down into your place. You're reaching too far, overextending. Should have eaten something before you set out on your adventure tonight.
Okay, so Sam, I need you to please make a composure and subterfuge roll.
All right. Does cover-ups have anything to do with this?
No, because that's more like I think like a criminal or yeah, it's not this time.
Okay.
You said 4. Okay.
I dropped the dice. That's fine. It's right there. Okay. Seven. Not critical.
Okay. Rafe. Even as you've unlocked this new power of your Toreador blood, it's like when you try to scry into Lillian's soul, inside is just black stone, mirrored, reflecting you right back. Your bitten tongue, your snarl, even an echo of Lillian's voice in your head. But there is nothing to be gleaned. The powers of your blood simply aren't enough.
All right, Miss Crawford, is it because you don't have the boarding pass to show me, or because you won't show me the boarding pass? Which is it?
It's not that I can't. It's that I don't have to, so I'm not going to. You're either going to accept that I'm doing what I say I'm going to be doing, or you don't.
All right, Miss Crawford. You've made up your mind.
Indeed.
And Rafe stares at you for a while before he... Nah.
Is
No.
there anything else?
Nah, he's gonna leave. No.
Okay. So Rafe walks out the door of the Crawford estate. Now, where are you going and how?
Gonna walk back to my place.
It's going to be a long walk.
Unfortunately for Rafe, he doesn't have any other business. And he doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Nope.
Nope. So, back to the office to finish up now that she's made up her mind about things.
Okay. So Rafe does leave. Lillian. So, like, the minute that the door shuts, Sharon comes, like, barreling out of nowhere, like, one hallway, and she's like, Mom, there's a phone call for you.
Who is it?
Your friend Anne?
Oh, bloody hell. All right. Continue with what you were doing. I will take it. And I'm gonna go and answer the phone.
Okay, so you go to the little kind of telephone enclave that's set up in your home, and you pick up the receiver, and you hear Anne's voice come over the phone, as kind of distorted as it might be at this time, and she says, "Lillian."
Hello, Lady Anne. How are you this evening? Dare I even ask?
I don't know how to answer that, really. There are many arrangements to be made. None of them ones I thought I would be making. This call is to simply tell you that I want it all finished. Anyone related and connected to Regina Bollingsworth should be rooted out and destroyed. Bela has taken the snake whore to a secure location, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what might happen to you if this rot is not excised from my city. Are we clear, darling?
No need to be so forward on that front. We are always crystal clear.
Tell me how passive and demure you're feeling after looking into the face of madness and having to corral that madness once again. Then we will have a discussion, and you may no longer make any commentary on my tone or the way I present my commands to you as the seneschal to... You don't have a title, do you, Lillian? So just you, Lillian. Goodbye. And she hangs up.
Gonna hang up too, and just no title by choice, if I recall. So it's been offered a time or two, and I'm walking away
Okay.
from the phone.
Okay, so things seem to not need any more of your particular intervention at this point with all the logistical preparations. So are you wanting now to stop by the Dale estate before, or what's your trajectory here?
Current plan is to I'm going to be making sure that everything is on schedule for the trip that I have planned. And once I know the exact logistics for everything, then yes, I will be going to the Dale estate.
Okay, So
But
yeah,
you don't have to tell me the logistics. That's all just
No,
I-
we'll say that that's all like going how it's supposed to. You've received and retained the information that you need. So, are you just having your new driver drive you over there? Because he knows where it is.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, the driver takes you to Camden Town, close to Regent's Park, which is not very far from where you live. Go ahead.
One request. I forgot to mention this on before. I would be taking Bess with me.
Bess is not home.
Oh, she's not.
No.
Okay. I would ask where she is, essentially.
Okay, so we'll say that before you leave, you track down Mary Alice, and she tells you that she thinks that Bess is with Nicholas right now, but like she's not sure where they went or what they were gonna go do. She seems kind of concerned. Like she's trying not to let it on, but she's kind of like, and like Natalie has been acting kind of scared and like hiding in her room, and she doesn't have any, like, she's like, yeah, Bess left again. And I mean, at this point, she's a young adult and just now involved with a new guy, so she's kind of been in and out.
I'm going to press more, and I'm going to activate awe on both of them.
Okay.
To press them more for like to try to figure out what this concern is and what this fear situation is.
So there's no roles required here because they're already like in the process or already gold to you. So it's like they're gonna fall right into the awe gaze. And so they're looking up at you with their shining eyes that look kind of like yours. Their blood running through their veins just the same. And they're like, this is Mary Alice. They've been going to all sorts of places, and I know she was just supposed to go to the Dales just to see him and have tea and everything, but she kept talking about wanting to go back to East London and show Nicholas this former life that she led.
Hey, bloody hell.
So I don't know, they could be at his residence. I don't know, but I know she had been talking about that, and I'm sorry, she just I can't make her do anything. She just yells at me.
No need to worry, darling. I will handle it, of course.
Of course. I'm sure she's all right.
No, I'm sure all is well. Not to worry or care in the world at all. Be at ease.
Yes, of course. And we'll just stay here. We won't go anywhere.
Of course you won't. In fact, I think I'm going to... Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. You.
Which one do
Natalie.
you point to? Okay.
Natalie,
Okay.
I would like you to pack your things, darling.
Why?
Because you're going to go on a trip later. For a while. Don't worry, it's going to be quite alright, I assure you. You may even see a few cousins. Sorry.
It's okay.
You may even see a
But-
few cousins along the way.
But I don't want to leave. I want to stay with you.
Darling, we can't always have what we want, now can we? Come. Get on with it. Mary Alice,
And she
please
looks-
ensure she does what she's told.
And Natalie looks like she wants to say something else, but she just, the blood compels her to obey. So she and Mary Alice kind of like nods very fast as you tell her to make sure that she gets it done, and they disappear to their rooms. Okay, what's next?
Next, I am going to be heading out.
Okay, so now the driver is taking you to Camden Town, as I said, which is by Regent's Park. It's probably only about a 10-minute drive. It's not very far. And as you get to this part of town, you notice that the address, it's not like an estate. It's not like what you have. It's more like a very like fancy looking and spacious apartment. It does have like 2 floors, but it is like in between a bunch of other residences and kind of not sort of sequestered away like yours is in Notting Hill. So yeah, you can kind of like pull. Are you pulling up right to the door, or what are you doing?
Of course.
Okay, so the driver pulls up to the door, and you're let out there.
Heightened. I would like to activate heightened senses and sense the unseen, please.
Okie dokie. So, Okay, heightened senses, and then sense the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me wits and aspects, please.
Okay. Six critical.
Okay, so are you focusing on any one particular sense for heightened senses?
For heightened senses, I'm going to focus on hearing. And if I
Okay.
can switch, then I will. I want to focus more on hearing. I may have, if possible, when I first, I might see if I can smell something stronger, but more so hearing at the moment.
Okay, so we're going with hearing for now. We're going to collapse sort of the heightened senses and the sense the unseen into that roll that you just made with the 6 critical. So you hear a conversation on the inside of the apartment. It's what you think is a man and a woman's voice conversing. And the man says, Ingrid, I'm worried about Nicholas. Now he's going to the pub every night. He's hanging out with this woman. She says she comes from high birth. You're still looking into it. I don't know. I don't know that she's good for him. He's been through so much already. I don't want to add heartbreak to the list. We don't know what might send him over the edge. And the woman's voice says, Edwin, I really think we should just let him do what he wants and just let him be free. He spent all that time fighting and seeing God knows what. We just have to give him time and space and not restrict him. If we hold on too tight, he'll push us away. You've seen that before. In terms of the supernatural stuff, you probably can catch a glimpse, like out of the corner of your eye, not like near the Dale flat, but just in this part of the city, you might see like a wraith or two that's just kind of like doing their own thing. Some of them are like just kind of on the street level, kind of like wandering around, and then others are just kind of still. But other than that, you don't see any, like you don't see any figures that were hidden. You don't detect any magical presence that you can see. So what do you do now?
Noted. The two talking, they're indoors, correct?
Yes, they're inside the apartment.
Then I will knock.
So you knock, and the door opens, and it's a woman in a gray maid's uniform with a white apron. She's got her kind of ash blonde hair in a plait. She's got bright rosy cheeks, and kind of bright blue eyes. And she says, hello, Mum. May I help you?
Indeed you may. I am Lillian Crawford, and I am here to see the owners of this home, the head of household, I suppose.
Are they expecting you, Mum?
I should think not. I don't really make it a habit of making my presence known until I'm ready to do so, and I'm currently ready to do so.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow and looks at you quizzically, like at that answer, but she's gonna she doesn't say anything else, and she opens the door and sort of ushers you into a small foyer with a couple of tables here and there, some cabinets displaying trinkets and china and whatnot. And she said, Mrs. Dale, Mr. Dale, a Lillian Crawford to see you. And it's kind of this like big open plan inside, where you see like a large parlor with like a big area rug and a table, lots of comfortable looking chairs. You see stairs that go up to your left, and then presumably like kitchen beyond that living room area. So You see a man and a woman come toward you in the foyer. The man, he is kind of like an older man, like maybe slightly older than you might expect for the father of kind of like a younger guy like Nicholas. And he's got well manicured like facial hair, all gray. And then the woman, she's very beautiful, with like angular features. She's blonde. She's these striking high cheekbones. And she's dressed like very fashionably for the time. And she definitely seems younger than the man, but not alarmingly so. So she the man actually he looks toward you, Lillian. He's like, oh, Lillian Crawford, I believe your daughter Bess has been
No. Not daughter, just aunt. I'm her aunt.
Oh, please excuse me. Bess's aunt. Yes, she has been spending some time here with our Nicholas. My name is Edwin Dale. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure, I'm sure, indeed. Is she here by chance?
No, I believe she and Nicholas were going out for the evening.
Understood. Pity. I was hoping to catch her. Nonetheless, I finally get to put faces to names I've heard.
Good things, I hope.
Jury's still out, I'm afraid. Nonetheless, what is it? I'm not quite familiar with your family, actually. What is it you do?
Oh, we have we run several factories in the area, making dinnerware. We importing some fine dishes, supplying those to the gentry. We have stock in coal and a number of things. We're very blessed.
It would seem as such. Dear Bess has been on and on about your Nicholas and can't be too careful, so I thought I would see what the fuss is about. And of course to invite you both to attend a dinner at my home. Should you decide you are interested.
And you do see like this flutter of concern over his brow, just like the lines sort of gathering there just for a moment until it passes. And he, Edwin says, oh, of course, dinner, that would be lovely. I think it's quite time to do something like that. At this point, I mean, I'm sure you've heard Bess. It seems they're quite enamored.
Indeed, it would seem as such. Nonetheless, what do you think? Storyteller, what is the day?
Like the day of the week or the number day?
Day of the week.
I think it is Sunday night.
Cool. What do you think? Let's go for perhaps Thursday. Would Thursday work for you?
And Edwin looks at Ingrid just briefly, and she kind of gives this sort of like strained nod, and Edwin's like, yes, of course, we'll reschedule our bridge game. And yes, you may leave your information with dear Miriam, and he gestures to the woman in the maid outfit.
Oh, simply. It is just that she should just ring the operator and ask for me, Lillian Crawford.
Oh, just as well
come
then.
Straight to my home, I'm sure.
Of course. And
yeah.
I
am going to, just for the hell of it, because
I'm scared when you say that.
Don't worry, I'm just going to use a little awe. Just going to pop off an awe just for a second.
All right.
Partially because I want to know if it's going to work or not. Because I'm still suspicious as hell of these people.
Okay, roll manipulation and presence, please.
Oh, I feel like this is the reason I should be suspicious. I have to roll against them. It's not my bedazzle, my pizzazz. Oh, that's a big dice pool. Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. Non-critical?
If I could have a fraction of your dice rolling ability, wow. They both do you say critical?
Yep.
Okay. So they're completely like, they can't take your eyes off you. Edwin is looking at you like you're literally the most beautiful person in the world, with his wife standing right by him. And Ingrid, so far having been kind of quiet and like a bit frosty, she kind of like immediately melts, and just like her eyes are like big, these big blue dinner plates just staring at you. And she's kind of, both of them are kind of going slack-jawed a little bit.
Well, at least there's that, I suppose. Interesting, indeed. All right. Well then, I should really be going. Back to whatever it was you were doing, and I'm just gonna turn it off. See you Thursday, darlings. And I'm going to turn and start walking.
Take care, Miss Crawford. They kind of in a bit of a fog. All right. So you have left the Dale flat. Where to now?
How far am I between the Dale flat and East London versus the general area where Demeter was going?
Okay, so Demeter was going north. You saw him run that way, and you know at this point that the Bollingsworth like manor is in like the moors in the north, like outside of the city. So he was going north on foot from what you saw. Now, I mean, East London, you're having to go south to a certain degree, and then east down to the St. Catherine and Wapping area that like Bess having been at the Dandy and like the Drunken Dancer and Rafe's apartment, Walter's apartment at the Shadwell Basin, Tommy's flat to a certain degree as well, is all over there in that St. Catherine neighborhood. So not really similar directions, kind of two separate directions.
Do I want to get potentially a new driver or not? Just going to excuse me, driver, how do you think you're faring in this position currently?
I hope it's satisfactory, Mum. I go.
Do you like your job?
Yes, of course.
No lying now, I'll be able to tell. Do you like your job? Do you enjoy driving me around and everyone else that I tell you to do so?
Yes, I do. I feel a certain peace when I'm driving the car.
Good. And how do you feel about monsters? Hypothetically, of course, should you come across a monster of sorts, are you going to
like a beast, like a
precisely like a monster? Yes, non-human monster.
I mean, I saw many things in the wall, Mum.
No, not wall, darling. I'm talking an actual monster, like bump in the night sort of creatures, the ones you don't want to see in a dark alley. Perhaps there's wings, claws, teeth, the works. Very tall, very big. How would you react to that? Would you run away? Especially if, let's say, I was present. Would you try to protect me? Would you run away? What would you do? How would you react?
I mean, with all due respect, are you having a laugh?
Do I look like the type of person that would have a laugh?
I suppose not, Mum. I'd like to think I've hardened somewhat since the war. I've seen what I meant to say is not monsters in the war, but I've seen my fair share of unsavory things, is what I mean. And I think I can handle a monster, but I will say I'm just a driver. I'm not your personal protection. So if you're asking me to stand in front of a knife for you, Mum, we'll have to discuss my wages.
Good man, I like that. Next question for you, darling. Have you ever pissed or shit yourself in a high stressful situation?
Well, yeah, of course. When you see the Legion of Tanks coming, sometimes.
Pity, that's sort of a mark against you. The last one did that too.
And he kind of like, he doesn't want to say anything smart, but he kind of is like, see how you would react when you had a tank over toward you. Okay.
All right. No worries. I fear I don't think that you'll work, not as well as take me to East London.
As you wish, milady.
We're going to probably stop at a few places, not sure which one's going to be the one, but nonetheless, that's where we're going to go, and after, we are going to make a very long journey north. Understood?
Yes, Mum. And
Wonderful.
he just seems kind of amused. And he starts driving. And we're going to shift away from Lillian at this point and see what's going on with Tommy.
Lillian doesn't like it when they shit or piss themselves. It smells.
Well, they're mortals. I don't know what to tell you. So Tommy had left on foot with Regina staked, and throughout the course of the previous night, he managed to, through his criminal contacts, arrive at a sort of safe house with Regina and basically had just enough time to bind her and put her somewhere secure before day sleep arrived. So now we're having Tommy wake up. The sun has been set for quite a while now. So please make your rouse check, Tommy.
I get hungry.
What's your hunger now total?
That is a hunger 3.
Okay. So can you describe... So I imagine, the safe house is pretty minimal. You probably were on some kind of like threadbare mattress on the floor, if you even got that. Where is Regina?
Regina is propped on a chair, bound, gagged, and blindfolded, and staked in a chair, just kind of shoved out of the way in this basement, light, dingy room that doesn't really have anything.
Right. It's Spartan, and it's basically just all one space. Like there's not even like designated rooms. It's just kind of this open thing with like debris, and some of the wood is rotting. Maybe the door is kind of like it gets stuck a lot. It's not like completely dilapidated, but it is like not, pretty rough even for like a residence around here. What do you do?
Tommy walks over and will unstake Regina.
And I think that's a great point to take a quick break. So, take your bio break, get some water, have a stretch, and we will be back with more London's Bleeding to see what Tommy and Regina have in store in just about 5 to 7 minutes. So we will see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to Martlet Games. We are in our penultimate episode for London's Bleeding, and we just caught up in the first half with most of the coterie, and now we're turning our attention to Tommy, who had staked Regina Bollingsworth and has her in a safe house where she is restrained and gagged. And so, Tommy, did you unstaked her?
Yes, that was the last thing that we did.
Okay. And after pulling the stake out of her heart, you realize like how small she looks. She was already kind of waifish and pale. Maybe she was like that in her mortal life as well, and all this wild dark curly hair, and like just covered in like blood and dirt and just kind of sitting there in the chair.
I wait for about maybe 10, 15 seconds, and then I get kind of close to her ear, and I go, well, you're probably waiting on me to ask you a few questions, maybe demand a few answers. Getting all worked up. Not tonight, though. That's not what I do. Okay. What I do, unfortunately for you, I do real well. Now, I will ask a few questions, but I won't beat them out of you. I'll just take skin from a limb for any misstep. And I know you'll tell me, go ahead, I won't say anything. But once that cool, damp air touches your muscles on your exposed fingers, and toes, and arms, and legs, one by one. I mean, if that don't work, I've been around for a while, so, you know, I can probably make something up on the spot. So let's just make this easy. And I take the gag out of her mouth.
And go ahead.
I'll go for it.
Regina looks up at you from...
Blindfolded.
I'm sorry, blindfolded still. So you kind of see her eyes fruitlessly search. But she smiles wearily. And she says, "War in the world, war in the streets, war in your mind, washed up on the shore, knowing only war, agony, never ending, to feel the last, the dregs of life trickle out onto the stone, carried away in a river of blood. Surely we're both only doing what we know, culling the unworthy and purging the world of evil men." It is already almost done. My Demeter will finish it.
That is my first question. Thank you for leading me into it. Now, who is, or should I say was, Demeter?
He's a kindred like you and I, a shaper of the flesh. Zimitsi.
He's the one playing with your gargoyles. So how does that work? Is that a mixture of you and him, or just him, or are you useless in this situation? You're useless now, except for information. So I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself at the very end, at least.
You call me useless, yet I brought a god to his knees with a simple few words from my lips. The gargoyles are mine alone. Only I create them, birth them. Demeter simply brings me the materials and ensure each individual is exactly what I need. It's a ritual you could never comprehend.
That's true. I don't have certain powers that you do. I know this. I do know of some of your tricks, though. That manner of yours. Now, you could just tell me right away how to get into the door. Where do you hide the lock? Where do you hide the key?
You may freely enter and see my creations. The door will be unlocked for you. So much fresh blood still. I know my circumstances here. I do not know why you continue to mindlessly insult me. Am I not at your disposal to fall under your fangs or perhaps turn to ash in the sun? I have done what I desired. My unlife's purpose is complete, and I welcome the void. Do not blame me for my ambition. I am its slave, contorting myself until people get what they deserve.
You are it's very admirable to see you go and do what you've attempted. It really is. I'm glad that you see that you are disposable. You're right. You won't ever know a warrior's death. You don't get.
I never desired it. I was never a warrior in the sense that you mean. You just a plain soldier killing mindlessly with nothing but the desire to kill, with no purpose. We are not the same because you, like all other men, are weak, while the feminine spirit bears the pain of the world, accepts the mental load until she is ground to dust, until the homes we create crack open, ever burdened by the demands, the whims, the contradictions of men. You can strip my flesh and savor my pain, but it will never compare to the pain the false king delivered unto my soul when my coven was destroyed. There is no pain on earth that could compare, and certainly you could not mete it out.
You obviously have no what I have gone through my times as a kid, through before my times as a small adolescent, watching humanity destroy my family from within. I am a warrior because at that young time I had to learn how to fight. I had to learn how to kill. And it's the thing I do. I assure you've had a good run though, but deep down inside you knew it was going to end. Might as well be now. Might as well be here. Might as well be with me. And gag her back up. And I am going to drain her.
Is your intention to diablerize her or just to drink her blood? Do you intend to just drink her blood, or are you trying to consume her essence as well as drink her blood?
Find out. Tommy is going to drink her essence and dealberize. He will start to kind of start draining, and then he's just going to let this little rage take over him.
Okay, we're gonna do some rolls here. Okay,
Absolutely.
we're gonna play this out a little more fleshed out than,
we're in the middle
than
of it.
Diablerie has
I'm with
typically been. Okay, so what I need you to do first.
Yes.
I need you to roll strength and resolve twice.
A total times 2 or just 2 different numbers?
So I need you to roll like one strength and resolve test and then another strength and resolve test. And then I need both of those outcomes.
Two and a 3.
You, Tommy, intend to try to take her essence into you, for whatever reason Tommy would decide such a thing. But as you drain the last of the drop, you feel the spark die. And in just a few moments, there's just a pile of greasy ash. Regina's soul unconsumed. And you simply, having slaked your hunger for the time being. What do you do now?
Yeah, Tommy will. Let's see here. Where is. No, you know what? I have a plan now. We're going to Walter's club. We're going to attempt to find Walter.
Okay, so you are in East London, this like safe house, so you can we'll say you can probably walk to the Shadwell Basin. And have you been there before?
Yeah, like once.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't quite recall. Right. Yep.
Cool. You know, the rail yard.
Yeah, I remember. And so okay, so you're going to make your way to Walter's. And so I think that's a good time to ping back to Walter now at the beginning of this next night. So if you will give me your rouse check, Walter, for this new night. Cool. You don't get any hunger here. Go ahead.
No, good.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. So Walter, like, you like come back into consciousness and you're like halfway off the one of the beds. It's not it's not your particular area. You just like crashed essentially. And so you wake up, you don't feel the hunger. There are a couple of your guys milling about, not a ton. There's some people playing cards. There's some guys like kind of doing some like training with some weapons in a more clear area. What do you do?
Well, I don't know. All right, yeah, I get the group together.
Okay.
Come out there in a big booming voice, and it's like, "Come on, everyone!"
Calling them together as you have.
Yeah.
So many times in the past.
So many other times. Yeah.
So they gather around you like normal and are just waiting.
I have performance, right? Orate. Perfect. I am going to give some performative oration where I'm going to start laying the tracks for our next, like, because I don't even know what our next move is. We've been kind of in a holding pattern.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like, you know, there's a rising tide. There's something coming. I can feel it. The city's abuzz. We have all of our countrymen are coming back from the war, and who knows what they've brought with them, trying to whip them up into some sort of frenzy. Not frenzy.
Okay.
But
I understand what you mean. Can you please then give me charisma and performance, and then you can add the extra die for your oration specialty.
Okay. I want everybody to know I'm rolling 5 dice now, and that is like the most I've ever rolled it in this character. We got a 3.
Okay, so you definitely get their energy up, like, no question. They are hearing what you're saying, and they're like agreeing with you, and are just like the men that were seated are standing up. There's like some sort of like movement among all of them.
So yeah, it's kind of like not the plan, but the sense is to like lay the foundation for being agents of chaos. Essentially, now we're kind of pivoting the mission a little bit.
Sure.
And so
right.
we're not. Again, it's not like we want to burn down where we live, but it's like now that the war is over, now that people are back, now is when we have to look inward for skullduggery and fuckery that we have to smell out. And
okay, so you're trying to the gist of the speech is that, yeah, you're like rooting out these like remnants of like stuff that happened the war and other things like that. So what exactly, like, are you telling them to do something specific, or is it all kind of just in these broad terms? Like, are you saying go somewhere, do something? Like, what are you telling them to do?
Nobody's in the crosshair. It's essentially just like, it's like I have seen what is out there. I have seen the hypocrisy of or the aristocracy. I have seen all of this stuff, and so it's more of just like an APB, keep an eye out type of thing. Report back. It's gathering, essentially, just like laying foundation, getting their blood worked up a little bit.
Okay, gotcha.
Because we have no place to send them, right? Like, not right now.
I mean, the general direction of Regina's manor. Like, that it's like way north of the city, and that it's kind of like this giant sprawling place. But so there's that.
But I mean, we're not going to go lay siege. I mean,
okay. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what exactly you want these people to do. But if it is kind of like right now, like you say, there's no target, then that's fine. Well,
no, I mean, now that you mention it, maybe we not to go, storm the gates, but definitely like gum the works. It's hooligan, rough, maybe harass the help, maybe graffiti or that sort of thing.
Sure. Okay, so then would you like to say, okay, a couple of you guys like go north and give them sort of the
business?
Yeah. Okay. So at least like 3 or 4 of them, after you're done speaking, they do leave the haven, full of energy, full of vigor, like ready to do what you told them to do, and to find these areas that need to be exposed and excised. So it's after a couple of them leave. There are a couple people that are like maybe like getting into different clothes or gathering their own supplies and weapons that are still kind of milling about, but not too many. And after the door shuts, you do hear...
Oh, shit. Can I time out? Can I retcon a little bit?
What's up?
If there's going to be a small amount of people, I probably would do our sharing of strength ritual.
Okay, before they leave?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that you do successfully do that. You go up 1 hunger though.
Okay.
So yes, they are now kind of bolstered by that.
Just in case any of these people fight back.
Sure. So after the door closes, and the first kind of like contingent of men leaves, you do get there's a knock on your door.
On my chamber door or on the front door?
The front door.
I mean, I'm not the one that checks the door.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you
so
said chamber door.
Yeah. So one of the remaining people in there does get the door, and then if you're back in your like quarters, they will knock on the door to your quarters.
Okay, I will check. Yeah.
Okay, and so just the young guy who answered the door is like, someone needs to see you. I believe you know them. I might have seen him around at some point. I'm not rightly sure, and emerging into the doorway is Clarence. And he does not look great. He
Hey.
looks haggard. He's got bags under his eyes. His posture is kind of bowed.
Yeah. Oh, Clarence, come in right away.
And Clarence actually, like, once the other young man is clear, he like closes the door somewhat forcefully, and he's just like, I need, you know,
Yes, I do know.
okay, so I need it now.
You need it now.
Yes. I can't wait any longer.
Clarence. Okay. But tell me about your family.
Well, we have some kid knocking on the door. Says his name is Jack. Bringing a fruit basket, bringing housewares to Edna.
Does she enjoy them?
I mean, yes, we're barely past wartime, so
And so you show your gratitude by demanding my blood. When has been the last time you've come to visit me here? Are you any closer to finding that backbone of yours?
I thought maybe coming here and demanding your blood, which helps to fuel me and keeps us in this strange relationship that we share.
Now, let's not call each other strange. And I do
What is not
appreciate.
strange about consuming your blood? That is not something that is done.
Do you? Well, it sounds like you don't want it anymore.
Just let us do this exchange, and then I will leave to find my backbone and hopefully push Jack down some tall stairs.
Well, now, Jack's been very good to you, has he not? Or Edna, at least.
I don't know, he'll barely look me in the eye. But yes, he certainly seems to care for the Taylors in general.
How was your son?
John disappears into East London frequently. He's going to this place called the Randy Dandy now.
I get stone-faced.
He thinks he's being very, very sneaky, but I know what he's doing.
You tell your son never to go to the Randy Dandy. Ever. And if you can't find the backbone to raise your child, I will. And then I swell up on him and grab him by the neck. And you are insolent for coming here and making these demands. I thought the world of you. And I let go of him. We will do a trade. I need my fix as well. And you go
Then
nowhere.
let it be done.
Fuck off. Don't tell me shit. You stand there
And
silent.
And you can see that he really wants to say something, but still the blood of yours that is coursing through his veins will not let him act any more against you than he kind of already has. And he's just like bouncing his leg. Like he sits down on a chair and just bouncing his leg and like mashing his hands together and just seething.
And I give him my blood. And I take his.
Okay, so we'll say it's kind of like an equivalent exchange here. So you're not going to go up another hunger since you did have some of his blood as well.
Yeah.
And whereas before in these exchanges, there was some like...
There was some tenderness, you're right.
There was some tenderness, but now Clarence feels tense, cold.
I mean, if we're pulling the curtain back, it sounds like Clarence is trying to find his independence, and Walter is not having that. In fact, at the end of the interaction, it will be dropping the guard a little bit. So I do love you, Clarence, but we cannot act this way to each other.
I don't know what you want from me. Just tell me plainly what you want from me. Please. I beg you. I'm strong. I come in here. I demand. I change my demeanor. I try to take care of my family when these other parts of your life are encroaching closer and closer to me, to my children, to my wife.
We protect you.
I don't want to be protected by you anymore. The
you
war is over.
Do. The war is over across the sea. It is only picking up now. Here, locally. You want free of this? Is that what you want? You want to never see me again? Because that's not how this works, Clarence.
There is evil in your blood.
Yes, it was placed there because I was dead. Because you turned tail. And I will never let you forget that.
Then let me die!
No.
And he just starts crying.
I leave.
Okay, you just leave the room with
I leave,
Clarence in there?
whatever. Yeah. This isn't what I want to see.
Okay, so Clarence cries for a while.
And then I come back with some food, whatever. Yeah. I feel different about it.
He takes the food, but then he leaves right afterward. And he just can't look at you. And with that, we're going to pivot to Rafe and his next order of business for the night.
All right, storyteller. So at my apartment, I think I've got what I need to finish this, and I'm going to take a moment to do so. What would be an appropriate role to complete this business?
I want to make sure I'm clear on exactly what you mean here. I'm going to just send you a message here.
Yes.
Okay. So we can be completely clear.
I want to
Okay, I know how I want to complete the other thing at the apartment. We'll circle back to that. We'll go over to the mouths.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we'll circle back to that.
Yep.
Okay, so you are heading to the Rotherith Tunnel. And you get there and you go down the stairs and you approach kind of the door in this enclave off the like street where the automobiles are.
Mm-hmm.
So are you just like trying to get in? Are you knocking? Like, how are you getting in here?
Well, first off, is there what am I seeing immediately outside the entrance before going down into the tunnel itself?
You can see blood coming out under the door. It's not like massive amounts, but like you can see that there's just some that has started to just edge slowly.
There's no need to knock then. I open the door, proceed through the tunnel.
Okay, and you do so, and you kind of like in your kindred blood and the muscles, you remember maybe where some of the traps were. If they're armed or not, you're not sure, but you make it through the tunnel and you get into the main area, and it is just a mess. Almost all the tables are broken. There's blood splattered on the floor and the walls in the tunnel that you came through. There are bodies on the floor, just strewn, not in one particular place, just face down. Roll me wits and awareness.
Three successes.
You notice there is a body that is like face up on the ground. And it's one of the veterans that you talked to for your article. And you also notice that at the back of the room where they sort of had that dais where Brimmer would sit and address the gang, you see Bollocks sitting in a chair.
Is he the only person that seems to be present and air quotes alive down here?
No. So you also see that there's like maybe 2 or 3 people, like clearly like Nosferatu kindred. They're kind of like half-heartedly trying to like gather belongings. Like there's not really a sense of like cleaning up. There's just like they're trying to just like take the last. They kind of just look like they're sifting through stuff. But like very like listlessly. So that's it, though.
Cleaning up after a disaster and taking stock of what's left. I'm going to silently approach Bollocks And just keeping my hands clearly visible, slow, cautious. Hey, lad. Bollocks. It's me, Rafe.
What you doing here, mate?
Wanted to come check. Make sure you and yours were okay.
Far fucking from it.
What happened?
After Elysium, the prince said something to me, and I turned tail, came back to the tunnel, and just started killing. I knew he said that all the ghouls and the mortals in the gang had to go, but I thought I could get some of them out, get some to America, get some to France or something like that. But as soon as I saw them, it was just on sight, and I don't understand. He made me do this by my own hand. He made me do it, but I can't stop until all of them are dead.
So
that's the example that he wants to set.
So if one of your mortal or ghoul lads come round, there's nothing you can do. It's instinct then.
Instinct. It's not my instincts. But yeah. Rafe.
Yeah.
Rafe.
Yeah, lad.
Where is Myron? Where is my child?
He's still up north. We're assuming up north.
Fuck.
Look, lad. Ever since I came back from the war, you and yours were the closest things I've had to friends. Outside of Walter and maybe, well, Tommy at a point. And I'm nothing more than just some hack journalist, but if there's anything that I can do to help, to take care of what's left. If you know of any of your lads that are unaccounted for that I might be able to help round up and warn off, I'm willing to help.
And he pauses for a moment. And then he actually takes his bloody hands and grabs onto your collar. And he says, just make it go away. Just do what the prince says. Get rid of the flying fox. Get rid of whatever is going on. Just make it go away. And I will go to the North Fall sewer and he will never see me again. I'll give you the names, but my legs, they want to go. They want to walk. They want to run to find them. You see what I've already done?
Do you?
And he takes out like from a pocket like this crumpled like piece of paper, and he like there's like an end table he picks a pen off of and just starts like writing down like names and addresses and stuff. I mean, thank you, mate.
Look, I'll do what I can. Now, sensitive question. Do you want me to have one of your lads stake you until I've done what I can? I'm not strong enough to do it myself, otherwise I'd offer it.
Is that enough? Is that enough to stop the will of a god?
Probably not. But who knows if I can get at least one or two of them stateside. Who knows? It's a long walk between here and the States.
I know it's selfish, but I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. I don't want to think about what I've done and then I'll just be not moving and just thinking about their faces. They're so surprised.
Right. So, the only other remedy that I can think of is not an option. She won't say yes. So...
Then... yeah, just have one of the boys, one of the Nos boys, just stake me then and buy you some time at least.
Right. Look, that, just so you know, that thing we discussed earlier, you don't have to worry about it. Alright?
Are you sure?
Well, be mighty selfish of me to ask for that now, wouldn't it? It's not right.
It's hard to believe you're a rose, you know?
Not like the others. I had an interesting upbringing. I didn't have the exposure to courtly life like your typical Toreador. Spent a lot of my time on the run hiding from Vion and his men. So, no, I've always sympathized with the lads dying in the trenches, and I sympathize with the lads dying in the trenches now. You're paying the price for someone's ego just now, like how they did back on the continent. Mithras's ego got hurt, and so now he felt the need to make you pay. And that's not right. So... I care about you and yours.
Beyond taking care of me for the time being, if there's any way you're going up north and you can find Myron and tell him to just run, just do it.
I'll get him out of there, I promise you. And depending on circumstances, if I can't come back and personally tell you that he's safe, I will make sure that someone does. Promise you that.
All right. I just have to hope. for that small mercy then. Thank you, though. Genuinely.
Is there anything else you want me to take care of before you take a nap? Take a rest?
Nah. I don't think I'm ever going to rest again.
Alright, which one's got the sure hand?
And he points to a rather muscular gentleman who's going through some papers. And he said, Randall, he can easily do it.
Right. I'll be right back. And I go to talk to Randall and let him know what Bollocks and I have come up with for a temporary plan for now.
And he is a bit like confused for a second, but there's such a sense of like deflation and despair that he kind of just like looks over to Bollocks like for kind of confirmation, and Bollocks just nods and he's like agrees to do it.
Right. Okay, Randall, let's get this over with. And I go and I probably would position Bollocks so maybe I'm trying to hold him in as comforting manner as I possibly can. Keep him steady so Randall can do what he needs to do.
Yeah, and he's kind of shaking, and you see these blood tears just like enter the folds of his face like some kind of grotesque blood waterfall. Any comical sense has gone, and you just see someone defeated as Randall drives the stake in, and Bollocks' face goes slack.
I whisper in Bollocks' ear. It's all right, lad. I'll take care of this. You rest now. I'm going to sit down. I've got the stack of papers with me, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to finish writing this.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that it gets to where it needs to go.
Okay. I'll have you make that roll now.
Okay.
So give me manipulation and performance writing. So add your specialty.
Rousing for manipulation.
Good call.
I
Or
succeed.
maybe.
I succeed.
Ooh, lucky.
I succeed.
Yeah, although otherwise all the blood in this room might become a problem for you.
Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
Oh my goodness.
I cannot go crit fishing. There's
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I can't go crit fishing for this, so that's 7 clean.
So 7? Okay, that's very, very good. Okay, so we'll
go over
come
that later.
back. We will go over that later, but well done. So is Rafe leaving the tunnel now?
I'm leaving the tunnel. I'm going to drop that off at their office.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell them to wait, however. But
okay.
How
long?
If they do not hear from me by tomorrow night, they are to publish it.
Okay. Okay. So noted.
Okay.
So where are you going from here when you leave? Oh, sorry. You dropped it off. You dropped it off where it needs to go. Are you going anywhere after that?
There's only one other place that I know where to meet up with anybody this time of night to try to figure out the plan for North, and that's the Dandy. I'm barred, but at this point, Rafe doesn't care. Rafe's going to go to the Dandy.
So Rafe's going to the Dandy. So, speaking of East London, I think this is a good time to pivot to Lillian, whose driver is taking her to East London. But where exactly are you going?
Honestly, the Dandy would probably be one of the first places I'd go because it was mentioned that she was trying to show off her old life or something, and that's one of the places that I found her early on. So, yeah. That would be where I would be going.
Okay. So, you will have your driver drop you off in front of the Dandy, and are you just walking right in? Like, how are you?
Yes, I would just be walking right in and immediately start calling for her and looking. Well, I wouldn't immediately start calling for her and looking. I would probably go to the first person that I saw and ask if she was there.
And so the madam at the front, who's sort of always there amongst the sort of shabby but as chic as it's trying to be furniture and this sort of desk there, she's like, Bess, I thought she left us ages ago. Oh, you know what though? She was here with a boy. I mean, she's not working as far as I know, but they were, you know, having a laugh and in one of the rooms and whatever, but they left. The boy, he was having some kind of fit.
What do you mean, fit?
He was in a bad way, like he was screaming and cussing and lashing out, and she was trying to calm him down, and I think she took him to Wetterman.
Was he getting violent with her?
Not with her. It was not like, it didn't seem directed toward anyone necessarily. He was just, I don't know, maybe had too many pints at the pub. Quite angry though for that. Just an angry drunk maybe.
Very well. You're sure she's not here, nor is he?
Well, let me just make one pass. I thought I saw them walk out the door, but I'll give it one pass. And so she comes around the desk and she heads back down the hallway where they're just kind of like rooms lined up. And I think at this point maybe Rafe would be showing up.
So does Rafe spot her car?
For sure. Unless you told the driver to like
No, he's staying
Drive
right there
around.
so that when I'm ready to
Okay.
leave, I don't have to wait.
Then yes, definitely you would recognize her car.
I'm going to walk up and approach the window that she would normally sit at. Catch her attention.
She's not in the car.
Oh.
Yeah, she already went in. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
She already went into the dandy. She's already asked the madam a couple of questions about Bess. So she's just kind of standing right there at the front desk, essentially.
I had stepped away for a second and missed that.
Yeah, I forgot. I was
It's
like,
okay.
oh yeah, he wasn't here. Okay,
It's okay.
cool.
So,
Cool.
all right, well, she's not in the car. At this point in time, Rafe's got plenty of justification to go in now. So he's going in. Lillian's there at the front. All right. So, are you and I here for the same reason?
That depends. What reason are you here for?
Well, I'm thinking about going up north as quickly as possible.
My intentions are to go north as well, but that does not state as to why you are here or the reason you think we are both here at the same time.
Well, I don't know. Lose a niece, mayhaps?
Something like that. Why else would I be in this place?
Figured. You know, old
No,
habits
she
die
is.
hard. It's hard to say.
Apparently she's trying to show her new love interest a past life.
Oh, I wonder what might have gotten her nostalgic for the old days. Shame.
I could probably think of a number of reasons, so I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. So, north. Not tonight.
Clearly, I need to find her and sort a few other matters out. Know where she is by any chance?
You told me to keep my distance, and I'm doing as I'm told, so unfortunately not.
Well, perhaps you should help me find her. You see,
Rafe actually
wife.
laughs and interrupts her. Oh, I asked for a favor earlier and you couldn't do that. Oh, gee. I wonder if I'm going to have any incentive to help you find your fucking niece. Fuck off.
if you let me finish, I would say passage to America depended on her boarding the same ship as your wife, which is why I'm trying to find her.
We've already had that conversation, Lillian. We're done.
Very well then. I shall be on my way to find her so that I can get them all aboard. Enjoy your evening, Rafe. I'm sure you'll be welcomed here with open arms, as always.
I'm actually banned, and as soon as you leave, I'm sure I'm going to have a talk with the proprietor.
Already
to
out the
remind-
door.
He turns and he's talking at her back, and he's whatever. And now that Rafe's standing here in the lobby alone with the madam, or I don't know if she's returned yet or not, he's standing by the door with his arms crossed. He's not stepping 1 foot further in until the madam is back.
Okay, so the madam does come back from the hallways, and like all this time that you were talking, you heard like doors opening and closing, like she was looking in all the rooms basically. And she comes out and she sees like Lillian isn't there, and she sees her and I was like, what in the bloody hell is going on tonight?
Unfortunately, one of those kinds of nights, Mom. I know I'm not supposed to be here in the premises. I'm looking for Tommy. Is he around? It's important. You know I wouldn't come here unless it was important.
And you see her go back around the desk so that she's behind it, and you can see kind of her arm like move like under the desk, and she's like, he ain't been here tonight. I ain't seen him. He's not here.
Understood. I will not take up any more of your time, Mom. Let him know that Rafe came by and he's wanting to go north as quickly as possible. He will know what that means, and tell him I will be at my apartment.
All right, then. Off you go.
And I leave.
Okay.
I'm banned from the building, but not the street. Rafe is going to stand outside and smoke for a few.
Okay, gotcha, for sure. So with that, we're gonna pivot back to Tommy, who is arriving now at the Shadwell Basin at Walter's Haven. So how are you approaching, Tommy?
I will go to the door, main door, knock, and wait for the associate to open the door.
Okay, so one of the boys from the club does open the door.
I need to speak to Walter.
Who's calling?
Tommy.
You all right, mate?
Just do what you're told.
And that looks like it sends an icy chill down his spine. And he kind of goes a little pale himself, and he like scurries off. And so, Walter, are you still in your chambers? Okay. Yep. Cool. So we'll call him Reggie. Reggie goes back and he's like, sorry, I know there's like you really popular this evening or summit, but some really scary looking bloke named Tommy is here for you.
Yeah, Tommy.
Are you sure you want me to let him in? He's really pale, he might have the flu.
Yeah, go ahead and let him in. He's not pale, he just doesn't get out much.
Yeah, that's clear, isn't it? Yeah, of course.
Yes,
and so he goes,
show him back here.
So Reggie does just that, and Tommy, he'll bring you back to Walter's area of the Haven, and then he'll like go to anywhere but right there.
As soon as he leaves, I'll close the door behind us. Walter, I hope your evening is going average, at least.
Being awfully pleasant for some reason.
Well, I think we can finally get to the end of the situation that we're in.
Oh, that would be lovely. Where is this finish line at?
I believe it's at the Bollingsworth estate.
No shit, I just sent a dozen guys up there to cause general ruckus.
How much ruckus?
Nothing that we get them killed. But if this is an offensive, I've got a group.
I have an idea. You have a wonderful tool at your hands with this group. They're strong, they're willing, they want to do what you ask them to do, it seems. They have one
That's what
advantage.
happens when you treat people right.
Well, I've tried before. Now, they have one advantage that we do not have, and that is the sun. You know, it'd be a shame if something were to happen to cause a flame to that estate during, I don't know, 11 o'clock in the morning, and the water around the area seems to be not working. Is that something that you think is possible? And then the next
Storyteller.
night, go ahead.
What's up?
Would a gifted gang be able to take such like specific instructions?
The specific instructions being like cutting off
Like-
the water supply.
Yeah, because like disabling water supply and like setting fire is easy. I can set a fire. Disabling water supply, that seems like
Were
I
any of
mean,
your members part of the fire
technically-
brigade?
no, but I have a retainer at my disposal that I will need to apologize to.
So yeah, they could definitely set a fire, but ultimately the way that the values of it work, because you said they're a gifted gang, but ultimately like they're still just like a group of sort of
There's just rabble.
they're just right. There's no
Yeah.
specialists here. And probably some of them didn't even go to the war. So it's just like
Oh, I would be surprised if any of them did. These are
Right.
like, yeah,
exactly. So it's like they don't have those kind of skills. So I don't think that they can shut off the water supply. No, that's the determination that I'm making.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, Tommy. I've got good boys, but these are not scientists.
I know I'm asking a lot when it comes to that idea. I think at least the first half is worth trying, and maybe they'll be on their toes. I am
Now, if you want someone to
worried-
if you want someone to set a fire and then start a fight with the fire brigade when they show up, I'm your guy.
Either way works. Ultimately, though, I almost feel like the ones that you sent up there probably are not going to be coming back. Regina is out of the question, but Demidor can still utilize flesh. We have a crafter on our hands.
Well, then it sounds like I better go get them, shouldn't I?
Well, get them to come back, have them go out in the morning, and then we all make a return visit tomorrow.
What time of night is it?
Let's see. It's probably getting along to like 2 a.m.
Let's take a walk,
So-
Tommy. How long
Yeah,
would it take
we're-
us to get there?
Sorry, where are you trying to go?
To the manor.
I mean, you're not gonna get there on foot
Okay.
tonight. So like your boys were probably like doing this with the expectation that they would kind of march all night and then maybe like find some hidey hole that's up near there and then sort of begin after that. I mean, you didn't really give them specific instructions other than go here. So
No,
they probably
yeah.
themselves would be like, okay, we'll go through the night to get there, maybe at least stake it out a little bit if they can, and then start,
Yeah, and it's
causing
not even- yeah.
mayhem.
It's not even mayhem. I told him just go up there and make it
Right.
inconvenient. Yeah.
So it'll
Now-
take them
now we're
all
good.
night to get up there.
Okay.
For sure. And you and Tommy could not you're not making it there before daylight.
So, Walter, maybe find your best runner, send him up there now, and maybe he can pass on the information to ignite the party. By the time that he gets there, it will be sunrise, and at least he'll be able to hand off the information. There's no way we're going to make it up there and back.
Do what now?
Whoever is your fastest member here, tell them the information of the fire. Have them meet up with your crew. So when they're just doing the minor inconvenience during the day, they then know to start the party.
Oh, no. No. I want to be there.
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there at the aftermath. You know that we're not going to be able to take out an entire thing of gargoyles and as the meat sea and whatever else they have in that place.
Tommy, what are you bringing to this party? Is your total
Information.
contribution your information?
That's all I have.
Okay. You don't have any boys that you can bring in? You don't have anything that you can add to this pot? It's going to be me sacrificing my herd to set your shit on fire. Because every time we've set shit on fire, it's worked out well for everybody involved.
We didn't.
This doesn't
die.
sound like a plan, Tommy.
Then what is your plan?
My plan? I don't know if I have a plan. Personally, I'd like to set everything on fire around the manor and then just cause confusion and be there.
Okay. So it sounds like the
So
only
let's
difference
take it
between
now,
my plan
Tommy.
and your plan is time.
My hospitality is yours. Please pull up a chair. We'll hang out. We'll talk to people who have more skin in this game. We'll call our friends, and then we're going to set North London on fire and eat marshmallows.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, with that, we're going to pivot back to Lillian here. Where are you going to Wetterman in your car, or what are you doing?
Yes, I will go there.
Okay, so it's
Hell of a
really
plan,
just
guys.
it's super.
We aren't
it's super
planners.
close.
It's like go get the smart people.
That was very funny for me as a storyteller, so thank you. Okay, so it's very close to the Dandy. It's all in the same neighborhood, so you get there like within 5 minutes, basically, of your driver pulling away from the Dandy. You're getting out of the car.
Yep.
The general, it seems like not quite as hectic as it had been in the past. There definitely seems to be a bit more order. You notice that the tents outside of the hospital, like there's like more supplies in there. They have like cabinets. They have some beds there with some patients on them. They have some staff that are milling around. It generally seems like a bit more well appointed than it had been the last time you've been here, at least in these like tent areas outside, because they just need to like maximize the amount of space they can get, what with the flu going on and all the aftermath of war. So you see that as you walk through those big wrought iron gates. And so you go to the front of the hospital and you going up to the front desk. What's the plan?
I'm gonna go up to the front desk and I'm gonna pull a photograph of her out and set it on the desk. This gal, is she here? Might have come in with another male friend.
Oh, yes. she came in not long ago. I think Dr. Williamson is attending this evening.
Where?
And she points you down a right-hand hallway that's like right directly off the front desk, which is like the men's ward, essentially.
What room? What? Where exactly down the hall? 3 rooms down to the right, 3 rooms down to the left, 4, 5. What am I looking for?
He's on a bed in the hallway near the side entrance to the men's ward.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I'm just gonna grab the picture and we'll head down the hallway.
Okay. So the hospital is still extremely full in that there are people that are in beds in the hallway. There are a couple of private rooms, but not many. And so you go down, and then eventually you do see Bess. And she is sitting on the edge of this gurney where Nicholas has his eyes closed and he's laying down on the bed, and Dr. Williamson is like taking his temperature and like checking some other stuff on him.
Prognosis. Just walk up and say that.
Hello, Mom. It's been quite a while.
Pleasantries. Prognosis, please.
I think Mr. Dale will be quite all right. I administered a sedative as he was still having quite a difficult time when Bess brought him in, he sort of like shifts you and him like almost with your backs turned to Bess and Nicholas, and he's like, it's most likely shell shock.
Understood. I think I can take it from here, Doctor, honestly. I'm going to have him taken back to my house, and I will see to it he has the best care, and his family is notified. If you don't
I'd really like to keep him.
I'd
really like to keep him to the morning.
I'm going to keep. No, I think I'm going to take him with me. But thank you very much. I'm sure you will handle the paperwork, and I'm going to ensure his family knows very well that he is safe and sound. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, I do. And before you go, you can take him. We're very thankful to you and your contributions to this hospital, and far be it from me to speak against that. But I know that I believe your associate, Mr. Price, was around not long ago to the hospital, and he asked that I tell him about anything unusual that I've seen. And I did want to pass on to you that just last night, near the very late hours of the night, there was a man, greasy black hair, possibly Russian. He came to the hospital asking questions about the history of the hospital. Have I seen anything unusual? The hours of the hospital. He stopped asking and answering for a bit, and he left with another man, brown hair with quite a neat mustache.
No names given, I assume.
Just one moment, because he took with him a patient I had just been seeing. I think he was getting ready for for a journey of some kind. And he sort of like goes through this clipboard and sort of is rifling through the papers. Just like, Nathaniel. Yes. I think Nathaniel was not necessarily unwell, perhaps a bit pale and peaked, but he was just fine when I examined him. But the man with the black hair said he was a friend and that he was going to accompany him. So they left together last night.
Black hair. Well dressed? Not well dressed.
In a certain matter of speaking, definitely finer than what I typically see around East London, certainly.
I am going to give the essential. Never mind. I was gonna say, do I? Because I don't think that's gonna be the thing. Okay.
Did the man give a name?
He was quite cagey about it, but he eventually said Demeter. I couldn't forget that. Not a typical name around here.
Wonderful. And I'm sure you gave him all the information he asked for, correct?
Listen, I know there have been bad actors such, so I tried to keep it vague. I said I hadn't seen anything unusual. I repeated the standard information about the hospital, but I didn't say anything extremely specific. At least not that I recall.
No, all is well. It's fine. Not to worry. I will handle it. Should anyone else want any more information or anything of the sort, it's probably best you not give them specifics.
No, Mum. I'm trying to keep the hospital and all of its patients safe, especially after what happened.
It's also probably best you don't release patients to anyone but family. Aside from me, of course. I do pay the bills, so.
Oh, well, he did say they were brothers.
Was that confirmed?
Yes.
It was. I'm impressed.
Anything else, Mum?
No, all will be well. I'm going to take this gentleman with me. We will discuss more, I'm sure, in the future.
And
Cheers.
should I mark you down as his family on the discharge paperwork?
Oh, heavens, no. And I'm just going to take him and start walking.
And Dr. Williamson sort of like just watches you disappear with Bess and Nicholas, and he's just kind of like getting too old for this shit. He truly is like, I'm
Lillian
done.
gives no fuck. She just like runs over. She does not care.
Nope. And with that, I think we're gonna end this session. So
I would
thank
like
you.
to
Go ahead.
real quick before we end. As soon as we get to the car, I am essentially going to let Bess know not to word. Nothing. And I'm gonna Google Nicholas.
Okay, we can talk about that after the session. Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching this penultimate episode of London's Bleeding. I thank you for watching and enjoying this story for us. What a wonderful episode this evening. So we're going to do some quick outros and then we will send you on your way. Once again, starting with Ben as Walter.
My name is Ben. I've played Walter. You can find me here. We might have other things in the future. I'm not going anywhere.
Hi, Patrick Gill, creative director here at Martlet Games. I played Rafe, the Toreador. This is good job, Sarah. Thoroughly enjoyed this. We ultimately have quite a bit going on here. Me personally, not a lot on the plate. Everyone else here on screen has plenty to talk about, however. The one little thing I will kind of blurb on is I helped contribute to a book which is currently on the Storyteller's Vault. Bloody Awful Business. It's about the circulatory system and all of the nastiness that goes on behind the scenes. That's the big thing that I wanted to show right now. Everyone else is going to talk about their projects. Love you all, and I'll pass the baton on to Sam.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha McLarty. I've been Lillian Crawford. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing 90% of the time, but I'm winging it and we're going. Everything's perfect. I don't know when this is gonna air, so I have no idea what I'm doing. At this point, I know that I think that there's still adjacent going on. I think Hunter might be happening-ish. Maybe a cult game.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be like tail end of the Hunter thing actually by the time this airs of the schedule.
I have no idea. Either way, so this gets me back to just, there's social media. And I post there on what I'm going to be doing and when. So the best bet is to follow my links and follow me on social media and I'll let you know what I'm doing and when. And other than that, I'm sure there's shit that I'm forgetting and I apologize. I'm not good at this. So I'm just going to let somebody else buy their book.
Hey everybody, Steven Rigger here, creative partner at Martlet Games. If I am correct on when this will be airing, we might be in the middle of Darthtober. We might be. If not, and it's beforehand, Darktober is coming on every Sunday in October. We'll have a Martlet game or tournament bracket or video game or board game or something going on. If this is airing after October, give it a few top minutes, give it a few days, and it'll pop up on YouTube and you can watch it there. If this shows up during Darktober, please come check us out on Sunday. We're going to do something awesome, and you will enjoy it, I'm sure, if you like the speaking stuff. I think that's everything I have. So, yes, sir.
Okay, and thank you once again to my players for giving me so much to work with and crafting such an interesting story. I had so much fun tonight with all of the interactions, so thank you again. And one last thanks to the people at home, wherever and whenever you are. I appreciate you checking out this story that we're all telling. Please join us next time for the finale of London's Bleeding, the series finale. Very exciting. So I will see you all next time. Good night.
Bye.